I'm Nina Rose, and this is the Inside Noise Show.
Guys, you're in for a real effing treat.
Yes.
Talk about whiskey, weed, and women. Hell yes. See you soon. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
It's another week of the Inside Noise Show.
Yeah.
These lights are just today. I don't know. Are we close? Maybe we're sitting closer than usual. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I
but
really wanted to sit close to you today.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like it's a general wash, so it's just like,
Yes.
oh, young and pristine and dewy.
Oh yeah. And guys, if you've been following my zit this week, it definitely has decreased in size. Okay, it's getting better. It's still there, but way better than it was.
I literally texted Chrissy this week and was like, no shit. I have a zit on my lip. It was like right here.
Wait, is it gone because of the derma one?
And I zapped it. It was like zzz,
I have to get that. I have to get it.
It's so good.
Okay, we need a derma wand in our life.
I mean, look, 30 years from now, if I'm like walking around like this and twitching, you'll know it's because I use the derma wand. But I'm willing to pay that price.
Yes, you
30
are.
years from now.
Oh, Vanity, how we love you. So how's everyone doing? You doing good,
I'm
girl?
good.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
hey.
I'm happy, ready to go.
All right.
Yeah.
You got a favorite thing this week?
Oh, yeah.
What?
What was it? I literally was thinking about this in the shower today. I was like, what's going to be my favorite thing of the
Yeah.
week? God, jeez.
And you know what? Favorite thing of the week has in the past also been like just something you need to share, even if it's not favorite.
You go first.
Well, I didn't have like I have two things upcoming that one of them will probably be my favorite thing next week. So tomorrow I'm going on a 5-hour hike to the Bridge to Nowhere, which I'm very excited about. I've never done before, and I still need to research. It's in our neck of the woods, up in the foothills, Azusa area. You're welcome to come.
Great,
if you're like in on it, 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Let's bring our.
It's happening, like, for sure.
I have an audition at 11. Love you.
Okay, so never mind. She will not be joining me. And I'm also going to Big Bear on Saturday for like a friend gathering. So
that's cool.
One of those will probably be my favorite.
That's awesome. Is that the one with the waterfall in Pasadena?
Well, I know that there's like a Chantry Flats that has a waterfall, which I've been to. But the Bridge to Nowhere, apparently you cross water often, and at the end, like people go swimming in rapids. So
what? In Pasadena?
Yeah, it's like starts in Azusa and ends in Pasadena or something like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna attempt tomorrow.
Cool.
But
yeah, I still am not.
You know, I hate birds. Also, I wanted to talk about because I didn't have like a specific favorite thing. And there's this one tree. I don't know why the fuck I park under this tree, because I know if I park under this tree in the morning, it's just like a raining shit on my car. It's like all the birds in the morning are having their morning cup of tea and newspaper, and they all gather in the one tree, and they're like, and now it's time to all shit simultaneously.
Okay.
So I hate birds, and I don't think they're good pets. I don't think they're cuddly at all. They annoy the hell out of me. And if you look at my car right now, you'd be like, ooh, girl.
They come from dinosaurs.
Like, I was thinking of taking it to the car wash before I go to Big Bear, which seems very counterproductive, but I thought, God, I can't roll up there with my car looking like this.
No, not especially with, you can't.
Not with people who are more professional than myself.
I wasn't going to say that on air, but yeah. Like, you can't do that.
Who have chosen traditional jobs, let's just say.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to the car wash, aren't I?
Yeah, I think so.
So that was my tangent/favorite thing. What about you?
Girl, I still don't know.
Okay, maybe you don't have one.
Maybe I don't have one this week.
You still have one this week, it's fine.
Oh, I will always, just a general recommendation, I love face masks.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for one right now, because you're a little dry, or you're too oily, or, you want to work on that T-zone, I really recommend going to, getting Fresh, going to this place called Fresh. It's in Pasadena.
Oh.
They have really, really good masks. That is a general like.
What about charcoal? I was looking at those charcoal masks that you peel off.
I love those.
I think I'm gonna order one.
But you have to order that online.
Amazon.
Yeah, and those are like intense because when you peel
they look intense as fuck.
Dude, when you peel it off, like you can see facial hair that's come off.
It sounds not painful at all.
It's really, it's intense.
See,
generally do it with Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Because you'll first of all, it'll still be just as painful for you, but you'll have enjoyment watching how painful.
For people that you love. So that's been like personal time with Moni and Chrissy. Yay! Let's get into what's going on in the world today, guys. There's always a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
No,
What do you have? You want me to go first?
I think we should do a sandwich.
Okay, let's sandwich it up.
Okay.
So, for those of you who might know, I used to live in Saudi Arabia, so things that occur in the Middle East are near and dear to my heart. And I have 2 articles. But first, I want to talk about Beirut. Okay, we'll get into Beirut first. So apparently there is a huge burgeoning drag queen scene in Beirut, which is amazing. And honestly, homosexuality is still technically illegal. It's becoming a little bit looser, teeny bit more accepted, but it is technically still legal. But there are some gay bars that have popped up, and they've been doing drag queen shows. And you know, some people are saying like, well, why do we think it's become easier? Why is it becoming more accepted? So one drag queen who just wanted to be identified as Avita Kedavra. Avita was talking about, well, you know, there's this legal code that says anything that are sexual that contradicts the laws of nature, which could be interpreted very ambiguously, that technically is punishable by up to a year in prison. But since then, a couple of judges have ruled that being gay actually does not violate that code of conduct. And also, they're saying that, you know, a lot of people in the Middle East watch Western culture, and in Western culture, it's becoming a lot more accepted. And so they're saying, well, because it's becoming a lot more accepted in Western culture, it's affecting us here as well, which I think is fantastic. And there's a huge growing activism in the LGBTQ community, so it's getting closer to being decriminalized. And I think that's amazing.
Amazing. And like the people being called to make that change in Beirut
Yeah.
is phenomenal. I love. I think they were saying that there was a start in Turkey.
Yes.
That had influenced them, and I love that his mom and his boyfriend were there supporting him.
Yes. Yes.
So great.
And originally, the mom was not thrilled when her son came out as gay, and then she just kind of realized over time, well, she would just rather have her son, and she had to cut ties with people in her family who were saying like, well, you fucked up as the mom, you influenced him too much, you did this, you did that.
Wow.
And now the mom, she is front and center right there at his show, and I mean, she's just the eyes, the makeup, the whole shit. I mean, it was great. So we support our LGBTQ friends and family. You hit it, Beirut, hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you discover?
Yay. So my story's a little bit more
loosey-goosey?
Loosey-goosey, calmer. It's,
okay.
It's a little bit more just off the cuff.
Yeah, we love off the cuff.
So my story's not serious. It's about Grumpy Cat Cappuccino.
Who doesn't remember Grumpy Cat, right?
Grumpy Cat, yeah, and it's Grumppuccino, and it's, you guys have to look it up on Google. It's this cat, and he has like some sort of deformity. It's true.
I know, it's true. It's true. No, it's true. Yeah, you're right.
He has like a natural condition.
Yeah.
So why his face is like super grumpy and like
all the time.
All the time. He just looks like this. So anyway, this company created a coffee drink, which I literally stopped at Whole Foods to see if they had it.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring it on the show.
That would have been amazing.
Like one for Chrissy, one for me. And but it's called Grumpy Cat Grumppuccino, and it's coffee drink. So this company bought his picture
for Grumppuccino.
For Grumppuccino. Bought this cat's picture and did not only just use it on the bottle of the coffee, but decided that it was okay to use it on several other products without permission. So the owner, well, let's just say Grumpy Cat himself was like, excuse me, you cannot use my image without my permission.
That's right.
So Grumpy Cat sued.
Oh, damn.
Grumpy Cat sued and won $700,000.
That is so much Fancy Feast cat food.
$700,000.
What?
Yeah, and also like, got to throw like a baseball. Well, his owner did. Got to throw a baseball at some.
Can you imagine being the owner of that cat?
Dude.
You post one picture of your grumpy ass cat and it takes off, and you're a fucking millionaire.
Making money on the front and the back.
God, I gotta post more pictures of my dog.
Right?
Hello, who doesn't want to sign my dog?
Dude, I had a friend whose dog got a Doritos commercial and made $25,000 one day. I mean, that's when all the commercials were union, but you know.
Shit.
Use your pet and stuff.
And then pet them and love them, but yeah, hell yeah, eat it.
Tell me what you drank.
That's exactly. I drink Grumppuccino, bitch.
Love it.
All right, guys, one more before we get into figuring it out with curry. So as I just stated, I used to live in Saudi Arabia, and if you guys have been following the news, Saudi Arabia lifted their 35-year ban on having movie theaters, which was like one huge step. And then another big step is they said that the Black Panther was going to be the first movie played, which I love that, but here's the thing. I used to live in Saudi Arabia, and they really, like, you cannot show any part of your skin. Like, that is not okay to do. And if you would bring in, like, you would go in the store and go shopping for, I don't know, like a water toy, you know, on the package there would be like a woman in her bathing suit with the water toy. Well, in every store, they have people who are assigned, they color out the body with black marker. This is how strict it is. Yeah. So I can't imagine with watching Black Panther that half the movie won't be cut out, because any picture where it's showing the women's arms or legs or body, like, that ain't gonna fly.
Really?
So I'm interested, if any of my friends over there in Saudi, and I still have some there, and you watch the Black Panther, please let me know, like, what happened with that film, and did they cut things out of it? And in addition, they also are going to the Cannes Film Festival.
I love that.
Okay? They said, you know what? We have made our, what are they called? Their Saudi Film Council. We're going to Cannes.
They have a whole section.
They do, and here's the thing. They said that they're gonna have 9 directors, and they talked about having diversity. I would like to implore you for that diversity to include women. Okay, guys, you're getting better. You say women are going to be allowed to drive, which I'm still waiting to see. But if you got diversity going on, let's include some women there, please, 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 please. But in other words, I totally approve the steps that Saudi Arabia is making. And they're going to have tourist visas soon. You best fucking believe I'll be back there.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So, you know, go Saudi. Okay, hey.
I'm like, yay, Saudi.
Moni's gonna come with me.
Oh, okay, yes. I will be.
The food is delicious.
I will be on you like
we'll
white on rice.
So
I'll be like,
we'll get so much gold for cheap. No,
oh,
trust
really?
me. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
Can we be surrounded by princes?
They do like foreign women.
Hey, I'm married. I can look cute.
Leave him at home. Jeez.
Sorry, Marcos.
We trying to come up in the world. Sorry, Marcos. I am not a bad influence on your wife at all. So let's figure it out with Curry. You guys ready? We miss Curry. We can't wait to talk to Curry, and he's gonna just curry his little butt over here. Hi, Curry.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
What's on, y'all?
Hello, Mr. Mexico.
Hi.
Excuse me.
I just got back yesterday.
Yes, you did. Tell us everything.
Well, it was really nice. I can sum it up in like one sentence because I literally did nothing.
That's amazing.
I have not had a vacation like that ever.
Is that your sentence? I literally did nothing?
I did nothing. I lived by a pool and I went to the beach.
That sounds fantastic.
And that's sort of all I did.
That sounds like a lot.
And did you give yourself like a cheat week pass?
Oh, yeah. When you're on vacation, people always say vacation calories don't count. I'm like, yeah, definitely. Or like holidays. It's like, I'm not ever going to, there's no point in working for it if I can't enjoy my life some days. So, yeah, no, I didn't even think about that.
Who did you go with?
I went with 2 friends from college who I'm like really good friends with.
Yeah.
So it was interesting though, because like when you're there and you're in the water, so you don't have your phone.
Right.
It was interesting, like trying to, and I'm like super on my phone.
Right.
So it was interesting trying to disconnect.
That is very interesting.
And when you're in a pool for 4 hours, like unabridged, it's like you don't have your phone.
Right.
So we just like talked, and
that's amazing.
It was a great prep for when I finally get cast on Big Brother.
Because it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's coming soon.
I don't audition, but in my head I'm like, I could do this.
You can totally do this.
Yeah, but like it was so that was nice after like the first day of like trying to figure out like I don't need to check my phone every 30 seconds.
Right. Instagram will go on.
And also you didn't have a great signal. So it was
See,
kind
that
of a
helps.
good, it was
that
a good
totally
like
helps.
breakaway. But it was so nice. And
was the water perfect and beautiful?
Oh my God, yeah.
And you went to Puerto Vallarta, right?
I went to Puerto Vallarta, yeah, exactly.
Ooh, did you stay in a resort?
Yes, of course.
That.
So I stayed at a resort, and we basically stayed there the entire time, except for dinner. We would like go out. So we went.
Was it like an all-inclusive resort?
It was, but we didn't do the all-inclusive stuff because
Okay.
like
But even
I'm not really into
it.
No, and not really.
Oh, okay,
like
okay.
It doesn't matter. Like you don't want to hear the logistics of it, but no, we didn't.
No.
We paid for the stuff that we got.
I
We
got
didn't
you.
do
Okay.
like the buffet where you go to the buffet the whole time.
Okay.
Because first of all, after like a day,
You're
who wants to
kinda
go to the
over it.
same? It's the same exact buffet like all 5 days.
Right, I
That's
agree.
true.
It's like
Yeah.
how many times can you go to an omelet bar? It's
That's-
like fun once,
yeah.
and then you're like the next day you're like,
I
had an omelet. Like great.
Can I get a
So
pancake?
right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, but it was. I'm still like sort of blurred.
Aw, well,
When
way
did
to
you get-
come
wait, when did you get
in.
back?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. He just scurried on over here.
I know exactly. Yeah.
Well, what are we going to figure out with you today?
Okay, so in the theme of Mexico.
Yes.
And also I'm going to Coachella next weekend, which I've never been to. And I know that like
you world
people
traveler.
keep making comments about like, do you ever work or whatever? And I'm like, I always work. Like I'm so confused by this moment in my life. But it's exciting regardless.
Exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, so I brought sunscreen. So today we're going to figure out how to properly apply sunscreen.
Okay.
Because that's what we need to be thinking about, especially in LA where it was 100 degrees this week.
I have been using this on my face.
Yes.
Because honestly, if you use sunscreen, you won't get wrinkles.
I know. Sun's the biggest damager to your skin.
Yeah, exactly. So wear giant hats or use this.
Or walk around with an umbrella.
She does, you guys.
You do?
For sure.
I have a parasol.
It's awesome.
I walk around with a parasol.
Can you send me a picture?
Oh yeah, I have it with me. I'll use it when I leave today. It's Vincent Van Gogh's Starry Night is on the outside.
So
That's kind of amazing. I didn't know
love
it. Okay, so the real key, ultimate.
Yeah.
You need 15 to 20 minutes before you get in the water.
Okay, that is good. You're right. Don't put it on, then jump in.
15 to 20 minutes before you're going to get super duper sweaty.
Okay.
So like if you're going to, don't put it on and then go. Put it on, hang out for 15 minutes and then go. So if you're like, I was in Mexico, we would put it on in the hotel room, hang out for like 20 minutes and then go.
Drink a
Can you,
margarita.
practice putting this on though?
Oh,
Because like
certainly.
for real,
Yeah.
I'm a little
This is
ashy.
30 SPF. So this
30
is,
SPF,
you know,
okay.
I need a higher number.
Yeah. If you are the color of Curry and
You want a little?
I recommend 30 to 50.
Exactly.
If you are the
But
color
how do you
of
get
Moni,
it to not? Oh, go ahead.
you could probably do with a 30 if you're Moni's color.
Yeah.
I have
If you
a
have
question. How do you
tattoos,
make it not look
Well,
purple? You know, sometimes it looks
yeah, oh,
purple.
definitely, yeah. And that was my favorite, is like seeing all the little
this is a
kids.
lot.
Yeah.
Well, you need to use it for both arms,
exactly.
pumpkin.
And also, most sunscreen lotion has sunscreen oil, like stuff now. What's this called?
SPF?
Suntan lotion. I was like, what's the word? I'm like, losing.
It has suntan lotion
Yes,
in
it has
too?
lotion in it. So a lot of
to
times
help
now it's good.
moisturize.
And also as you're coming off, like I'm back now, it's still good to put it on because it has that lotion in it and it keeps your sun from like burning you further. It helps with peeling, all that kind of stuff. So the major point, do it before you go. Don't do it when you get in. Don't do it right then. Also, the real key, reapply. So after you've done it for about 2 hours, 2 hours-ish, you need to get out, dry off, go to the bathroom, so you're not peeing in the pool.
Oh, damn. Don't, at this age, none of us should be
Every
peeing
time
in
I'm in a
pools.
pool with other people, I'm always like, are people peeing?
Oh my God, I
She's
hope
not getting out for hours.
Wasn't there a pool, like, you can also get that kind of chlorine that when you pee, it gets dark blue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, good.
I like that.
Serves you right.
That's right, you
everybody
nasty
knows.
son of a...
Can you imagine swimming next to somebody there's just like a purple trail? I would be mortified.
So bad.
Like, totally switch the edge.
I'd be like, I think I'm done swimming for the day.
Yeah.
But chlorine kills, like, you know, a lot of germs.
Does, but still.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to swim in your
Listen,
pee.
let's all be honest for a second. You're in the ocean.
Oh, the ocean's different.
I was like, you got to go way over there to get
Yeah.
to the bathroom. You're gonna have sand stuck to you. I've peed in the ocean.
I have
I've
too.
peed in
I
the
haven't
ocean.
been in the ocean. Like, even in Mexico, I like just stuck my toes in.
Yeah.
I'm not really an ocean person.
I'm an ocean person if I can see what's in the water.
Yeah, I just
If
don't
I
like
can't
knowing that's
see-
in my mouth.
Well, then, so you're not a Pacific.
I'll
kind
go
of
in the
like
Pacific
swimmer.
up to knee-ish, mid-thigh at the most.
I think that's wise. Also, the Pacific Ocean, when you walk out of it, I mean, for me, I'm super itchy. So I don't think it's good to be swimming in there anyway, because it's like really bad. It's like, oh, what's wrong with this water?
I'm just afraid of the things in the water that I can't see that could kill me.
Totally.
Yeah, but how deep are you, like, swimming way into the
Oh,
ocean?
never.
Oh, then what are you, like, there's not going to be a shark on the shore.
We don't, Curry, we don't know.
I mean, I guess there could be.
There are
And
places
dolphins
like in
came up on
5
the shore.
feet. They've come in 5 foot water.
Oh, I
Are
don't
you
go that. I don't
serious?
even go that deep.
I am 5. Yeah.
You are 5 foot.
I'm 5'2".
Yeah.
Well, I go mid thigh, but still,
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
were you doing just bobbing?
No, I could not.
Just
I
this
would.
part is
The
out
amount of
water.
anxiety that I would have in my life. But I like to boogie board, and you got to go out to the. You got to go out to the waist.
Yeah,
you got to go
they're
out to
not
the
hopping
waist.
up on your boogie board.
Looks like the belly of a seal. That's their favorite food.
It's true.
Okay. I mean, I didn't do it, so I'm not. You go for it. I don't know.
Are you out there with your parasol?
No, I walk my parasol down.
You have
down
a full
to the
water suit that covers.
I
that?
just bought a bathing suit this year that has long sleeves.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Which I'm really happy about. But it's high cut, so I feel like I'm kind of counteracting the situation because my hips are showing, but my arms are not.
Yeah, I was nervous about the bathing suit thing, but most people are so they don't. Once you're there, people don't care.
They're probably walking around in thongs. They don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, it was everybody's butt was hungry fully, and then there were some people that were wearing bikinis where they were fully covered. So I was like, nobody cares about my bathing suit.
No. So I feel like also with our sunscreen lesson, it's good to tell people you should spread it with the palm of your hand.
Yes.
Because then fingers, there's spaces, it can get streaky, and you can leave out little parts of your skin. And if you're the color of me, you for sure will fucking feel that later.
Do you put a lot of sunscreen on?
I do.
Like today you put it on?
I always put sunscreen on my arms when I drive, but I also, the sunshade that you put in your window?
Serious, yeah.
Oh yeah. I know this is probably illegal, but I take the sunshade and I put it next to me so it actually blocks half my window. So you know how the sun comes in the side of your window?
Why would that be illegal?
Because I think cops are supposed to be able to see into your car. That's why you can't have tinted windows.
I always think I'm going to get arrested for something like that.
That's what I would get arrested for.
Yeah, it's going to be something I had no idea I was doing. Yeah. And I'm like...
I got pulled over the other day for straddling a bike lane. Clearly there was nothing going on in the city of Arcadia, and the guy was bored as fuck.
He was getting that monthly quota.
Yeah, he pulled me over for straddling a bike.
Did you get a ticket?
No, because this is my plan. Whenever I get pulled over,
you cry.
No, I just am super nice, and I immediately take ownership and I apologize. I'm like, you know what? I just wasn't being as observant as I should have been. I apologize for that.
Good for you.
Every
I would roll my eyes.
One time I ran a red light and I didn't know it. You cried. It works.
Yeah, it does.
Knock on wood. I've gotten off every time.
Yeah, that's good.
I've never gone to ticket.
In your whole life? Oh, you must have good car insurance.
What's so crazy?
It's like $10.
Right. You know what's so crazy? I was having drinks with a girlfriend last week, and there was this a quota filler. Writing tickets for people, parking meter guy, writing tickets for people, and we were like, oh no, they got tickets. It's so sad.
Oh no.
So.
Oh no. Yes, Moni. Oh no.
This homeless person was walking by, and they were not in their right mind, but they were trying to be helpful, and so they were going to the cars and taking the tickets, and was like, no, this is bad. I'm gonna take it, and took the parking tickets.
Oh my god.
I was like, no.
Says people are going to get some good mail in 6 months.
Exactly. Yeah. They were trying to be helpful. This is going to ruin their day. I'm taking it.
Yeah, you know what? You don't deserve it. It's okay. I got it. That was a nice guy.
Yeah, I know. In spirit.
Very sweet.
He did.
Yeah.
So use your sunscreen. Apply with the palm of your hand. And here's another one. Do you put it on your ankles and the tops of your feet?
I did tops of my feet. I didn't do maybe I did in gym. I used to spray most of the time, honestly.
You know what? I kind of like sprays, but I feel like they go so much faster than the liquid, and you're still paying $12 for a fucking body.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would say for going to Mexico, you actually don't look that burnt.
Yeah,
you're a little brown on the arms.
You are tan.
A little brown on the arms.
Look, here's my before and after. I'm my own before and after.
Around here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The best part of it was avoiding people's pictures.
Right.
Because I didn't want people to see my belly.
But I love the one in the giant.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's good.
I pulled that for your
photo
this week.
I liked it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But it's I didn't want to, you want the delicate picture where it's covered, you're seeing only the pretty parts.
Yeah.
But my friend kept trying to take Snapchats and stuff, and I was like, every time he did it, I was throwing my body up against the side of the pool, I was like, you're not gonna catch me.
Weird position.
Yeah, it's me fucked her over, hey.
He's boking.
Yeah, he's having cramps. Something was going on.
Brilliant.
But yeah.
This is great, guys. So get your sunscreen out. It is the season.
Unless you're on the East Coast where it's still snowing.
Is it?
Oh yeah, and this is the weirdest weather year ever.
Shit.
It's still my friend lives in.
They're gonna get it super bad this summer then.
Yes.
Super hot.
My friend lives in Minnesota, and they're supposed to get 10 inches of snow tomorrow. It's April.
It's supposed to be 80 degrees here tomorrow.
I know.
Which I feel like we're a little early. I feel like the 80s really shouldn't hit us till June, but
that 100 day we had the other day.
That was
I'm glad I missed
disgusting. You were in Mexico.
I know. But it wasn't that hot.
Did you do anything adventurous in Mexico? Ride a banana boat or
No, I wasn't with that group of people. Okay. They were she told me before I went, she was like, just so you know, she's like, bring a book, that we're gonna lay out and hang out.
We are not
I brought a book, I never even cracked it.
Okay.
But no.
Okay, got you.
Which I was so into.
You were fine with.
Yeah.
All right.
My life is so weird here. It's like I could use a day to just like
Relax.
Okay, I like that. Well, thanks for helping us figure out proper sunscreen application, everybody.
You're welcome.
Don't get skin cancer.
Your one arm that really
Honestly,
this arm is so good, girl.
I'm so soft now. I didn't need the sunscreen, but I used it anyway.
Yeah, girl, we like it.
Your body thank you later.
And guys, don't forget, Curry has a monthly show. Let's figure it out with Curry Terrell.
Yep.
You also have what else do you have?
A podcast.
Curry's got a podcast too. Where can we find that?
It's all under my Instagram, all social media. It's Curry Terrell, CurrieTerrell.
That's right. That's Curry, guys. Find, follow, support. We'll be right back with our guest, Bob Bergen.
Yes.
This guy is the man of many voices, and we can't wait to get into it. So sit tight, everyone. We'll see you in a jiffy. Bye. Hi, guys. We're back. Guys, Bob Bergen is with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You have such good energy. I'm down with it.
How does this? Is it like ping pong?
We're here to confuse
back and
you.
forth? Okay, good. All right, so I can't be the only one who's ever said.
No.
Where do I look? Where do I look? Okay, good.
Look wherever you want.
Okay, so if my neck is sore,
we also offer complimentary massages after the show.
do you know, I'm a licensed massage therapist.
Are you really?
I really am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that your side hustle before voiceover was your full hustle?
I got into. I was sitting home one day. I want to learn how to do massage. And I was a very successful voiceover actor, and it was one of the most difficult things I'd ever done in my entire life because it was like a 6-month class, and the first day, the all-day lecture on Saturday, the instructor draws a circle on the chalkboard and says, now this is an amoeba. And I said, hang on, my goal is to learn how to massage the entire body, not just the amoebas. But you had to learn anatomy.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't go to college. I'm a voice actor. I don't want to learn this stuff.
I don't want to know what muscle's connected to what muscle.
But I did pass.
Do you actually do it?
Not really. No.
Okay.
I mean, I bought the table and I offered like during the holidays as gifts for family and friends. But there's so many people that I didn't realize did not want me to see them under a sheet.
That's
naked,
right.
you know.
Oh, that's true. That has to happen.
I can do neck and scalp. I can do hand. I can do face. So it's exactly right.
Oh, so we
but if you want funny voices, I charge double.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
during it.
That's right.
Has anyone ever asked
that?
Really or they're like, do the voice of so and so during this
while you're massaging?
Yeah.
Well, Speedy Gonzalez would be a very fast, massage. You'll be very, very slow and kind of methodical. And the porky's just a little bit fat. Porky's a little bit. Does that feel good?
He goes over the same part. This is like
over and over and over again. Yeah, it gets a little redundant.
Right. Can you do Jessica Rabbit?
No. I can do it. I can do Roger Rabbit.
Hey!
I did him on the Robot Chicken. Please. But I can't do that if I don't hold this side of my face.
Right.
Because it comes out. The tricks of the trade to a voiceover actor.
So interesting.
I love it.
Okay, so obviously I researched the shit out of you, and your career is really interesting about how you made all your moves. Can you talk a little bit about, so you were a kid, you were 14 years old, you're like, this is what I want to do. You became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
You started calling people in Hollywood. You're like, how can I break into this?
Yeah,
talk
pretty
about
much.
your journey, which is effing awesome.
Okay, so I wanted to be Porky Pig since I was 5. As a little boy, I told my parents I wanted to be Porky Pig.
Dream. Why do you think that is?
I'm asked that all the time, and I think just because as a kid I would watch those cartoons and find them so funny.
Yeah.
And there was something about the way the character would stutter and then ad-lib something that was, to me, obvious in the world of comedy. So I was just very young going, that's funny. And when I moved to LA, I was 14. My dad took a job here. I didn't just move here.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm going to call Mel Blanc. And and just say, look, I'm here, and I've watched you do this. And listen, I don't know if anyone's offered you a chance to retire, but but he was getting up there in age. And I thought I was being very generous to offer my services. So I looked in the phone book, and I couldn't find him. And we moved from Cincinnati, and my dad said, LA's a much bigger area than Cincinnati. There's a phone book around every corner. So my dad traveled throughout all of Southern California, from like Pasadena to Malibu, and he got white page phone books. Phone books. That's a thing where people used to make phone books. Yeah, right? I still get them.
I remember phone books.
Yeah, I know. So I had a stack of phone books in my mom and dad's bedroom. They were out. And I had a tape recorder in the kitchen. And I thought when I call him, I'm gonna record the conversation. So I just called every Mel or M blank in the book. So what I would do is I go in the kitchen, put the receiver on the tape recorder, push record, run in, call, hi, is this Mel blank, the cartoon guy? Wrong number, sorry. Hang up, go in the kitchen, turn it off, turn it back on, do this, do this.
Yeah.
And I did that for hours, and I couldn't find him. And I thought, well, maybe he's listed under his wife's name, which was Estelle, and I knew that because I was a geek. So I found E blank in the Pacific Palisades, which was him, and I called him up, and he was very nice in the conversation. In the course of the conversation, he mentioned the studio he was working at that week. He didn't say the day or the time, he mentioned the studio.
Right. Yeah.
So I called the studio, pretending to be his assistant, and I said, hi, I'm just calling to confirm Mel Blanc's appointment for, I don't know, Thursday at 9, and they're like, well, we have him on the books for Wednesday at 11. I went, oh, you're right, I'm looking at the wrong day in the calendar, sorry. And I said to my mom, okay, Mom, I'm skipping school on Wednesday, and we're going to go watch Mel Blanc. And she said, cool.
I love that Mom said cool.
Mom said cool. So we got to the studio, and I told the receptionist, I said, hi, we're guests of Mel Blanc. He's expecting us.
Oh my God, your lies are amazing.
Oh, yeah, I'm a stalker. I'm successful because I stalk. And she said, he's in that booth over there. And I walked into his booth, and I said to his producer, hi, we're really good friends with the receptionist, and she said we could watch.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and I watched him work, and I realized he's still doing it, and I thought, well, if I'm going to ever get this job, I better study and be prepared if the opportunity arises. So I started studying, and I got my first agent a week out of high school, and it took me 5 years before I was able to make a living at it. I was a tour guide at Universal Studios for 5 years, saying, look, a shark, over and over and over again.
Right.
And Mel Blanc passed away in '89. I was busy working in the business. I had an agent. I was doing lots of cartoons, lots of stuff, and I was fortunate to get an audition and a bunch of callbacks later. My first job was in 1990.
Wow. And what was that first job?
That was Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge
Big-ass
first job. I mean,
job.
that's worth waiting 5 years.
Well, it was the first major project that Warner Brothers had done with anything related to the Looney Tunes franchise on TV in years. And they had the classic characters to introduce the new characters the first season. I think their thought process was, if the new characters don't catch on, we can at least do Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig and Daffy Duck.
Right.
But they caught on big time. I mean, the Tiny Toons, the writing on just those characters was outstanding.
Right.
But Porky and Tweety, they were there as kind of like, I don't know.
Fillers.
Oh, and mentors to the Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
So that's my entry into Looney Tunes world.
Amazing.
Well, I love the story of you getting a signed picture from Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
And you write back a lovely little thank you card, and you include your phone number, and he actually calls you.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't really think it was him. Because Casey Kasem, when he was on the radio, he kind of put on this personality.
Right.
So, the phone rings and says, hi, Bob, it's Casey Kasem. I said, that is the worst impression of Casey Kasem I've ever heard. Who is this? And he goes, I'll do it again. Hi, Bob, it's Casey Kasem. I went, oh my God, it was so Casey Kasem. So Casey asked me all kinds of business questions. I've been studying voiceover for years.
Yeah.
Do you have a demo? No. I thought he asked me, does my member SAG, which I thought was an odd question to ask.
Oh, right.
I'm like,
right,
does my
right.
what? Oh, am I a SAG member?
member.
Oh, okay, all right, fine. But I was also kind of cool that maybe Casey Kasem's this much of a perv. I thought,
you're like,
fun.
maybe,
That's
okay,
fun.
that's
You know,
exciting.
this is news.
You're like, to SAGs?
Right. So he asked me to make a homemade demo.
Yeah.
With as many voices as I could possibly do on a little portable tape recorder. He said, send it to me. If I like it, I'll play it for my agent. His agent was at the hospital at the time, and in an oxygen tent.
Oh,
and
geez.
Casey went to the hospital with a tape recorder and played it through the plastic. And when the agent got healthy, he called me up and he said, you're very talented, I'd like to represent you. And I said, well, mister, I don't know what that means, but as long as it's after 3 because I got school, okay. And he represented...
And this is you're still in high school?
I was end of high school.
End of high school.
He represented Orson Welles,
Wow.
Mel Blanc, Paul Winchell, Casey, the creme de la creme of voiceover.
Right.
Well, and sadly, he passed away last week.
Oh,
his name is Don
sorry.
Pitts. And the whole town, from former employees to talent, because he touched everybody's life. But he, first 5 years of my career, he kind of gave me a career. So, yeah. But anyway, I don't mean to make it maudlin at the end. But the bottom line is, that's my Casey Kasem story. And I brought Casey a bottle of wine as a thank you when he was doing America's Top 40.
Yeah.
And he was just so nice, and I said, I just got to ask you a question. Why are you doing this? And he said, because you're going to promise to do it for other people. Because that's how this business really thrives, is that we pass it forward or we pay it forward. We're there for the next generation.
Right.
So
yeah, then that was one of the things that I was going to ask you, because I also am a teaching artist, but I know that you teach.
Right.
And so I was going to ask, with all your success, like, why is it important for you to do that and to give back?
I never wanted to teach.
Yeah.
I was doing a play years ago, and somebody saw in my bio that I did voiceover. He came up to me and he said, "Hey, I'm opening up an acting school. Do you want to teach voiceover?" And I said, "No." Because I'd never thought about it, and I was like, you don't just teach because you want to, you got to be good at it.
Right.
And then I got a call from the SAG Conservatory, and they were like, "You've been recommended to teach workshops." And I said, "By who?" And they said, "Lots of people."
Like, is this the universe?
Right.
Yeah, like telling you something.
And I said, "Well, what do you pay?" And they said, "Nothing." I said, what do you charge the students?" They said, $10 a year for a year's worth of classes. And I said, "Great, that I'll do, because if I suck, I won't have Jewish guilt by taking their money."
Oh.
So I did that for about a year.
Right.
And then I called this school back and I said, "Yeah, you know what? I think I can teach for you." I taught there for about a year, and then I've been on my own for 29 years, 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And
Which is
his
amazing.
waiting list is ridiculous.
I was
It
going
is.
to say, so I know you
Ridiculous.
teach 3 times a year. It's an 8-week program, but you have an insane waiting list.
About 4 years.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
But here's the deal. I tell people it's 4 years, but get on it, because like right now I'm filling a class for Tuesday of next week, my April class. I got to go through 100 people to find 100 people who have A, the money,
Right.
B, haven't moved,
Right,
you know,
right.
and also still are interested, because sometimes I'll call somebody, oh no, I gave that up 2 years ago, I'm not interested anymore. That's fine. So
Right.
so I tell people, get on my list, get on my list, and see what happens. But yeah, and I travel the country doing weekend workshops. I have nothing this year, but I'm doing a cruise next year.
Ooh.
I know.
Where are you going?
It's just a California coastal cruise with Marilyn Wisner, who's a commercial voiceover teacher. So it's 7 nights, but 3 full days of voiceover classes, commercial animation and marketing.
That is amazing.
And it comes with cocktails and umbrellas and karaoke.
And think how much funnier you are when you have a few cocktails in
Well,
you.
we're gonna do cartoon voice karaoke.
Oh.
And when people get off the ship to do the Baja thing or whatever, I'm gonna stay on the ship and get massages. And
Seriously?
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to get off the ship.
Like,
I want a quiet ship. I want a quiet ship. Yeah. But yeah, and I think we've got 12 spots left. And if people want to pop me a note, I can send you the information.
Do that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Ooh.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So,
fun.
technical question.
Technical question.
When you made your demo for good old Casey Kasem,
Yes.
I read that there was 85 voices
Different
on
voices.
there.
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of variety. How long did it take you to develop each nuance and variance?
A lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was like, but it was mostly impressions.
Okay.
Bugs, where's Daffy?
Stop. I'm smarter than the average bear, boo-boo. Stop.
Hey, Speedy Gonzalez.
Stop.
Ooh, you big old putty tat.
Stop. So that's what I did, you know? And that's the type of thing you can't do today, because first of all, no one's going to represent you because you can do existing characters.
Right.
Or only existing characters. But it was a different time. And I was 18, and I think this agent saw raw talent, even though I'd studied for 4 years. Today, it's all about originality. You know, if you give a demo to an agent that is full of Homer Simpsons,
Right.
they're going to be like, well, Dan Castellano is still doing that. And
Yeah.
we don't need somebody to back him up. And it may come around someday, but in between that, let me hear your original characters.
Right.
So, yeah, but Casey was a sweet man who heard talent, and I think he was also, you know, doing a friend a favor by, you know, lending me a hand. But he did say to me, you know, send me the tape if I don't like it.
I'm not,
Exactly.
Right.
So, have you developed your own original character?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. And you do that every time you audition or work.
Right.
I mean, when you say original characters, I'm not sitting at home going, I'm going to create something today.
Yeah.
You get an audition, and you look at the picture, and you look at the dialogue, and the description, or you just, I mean, if you're fortunate enough to work for people where you have a reputation, sometimes they'll just hire you.
Right.
And,
Right.
you know, like I did, trying to think of a film, I did a movie called The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get called from the casting director, who also cast me on Meatballs.
Hey.
And she said, they want you to play a squirrel. And I said, okay, no audition. And I get to the session, and it's me and the director, Mark Dindal, I think. And he said, I want you to play a squirrel. I said, can I see the script? The squirrel has really no written dialogue.
interesting.
Patrick Warburton plays this character, Kronk, and he can speak squirrel. So you speak, and he translates.
Okay.
I said, what does he say?
Right.
And he said, he goes, squeak, squeak, and squeak, squeak. And then you have a conversation.
Oh.
And I said, do you want me to say squeak, squeak, and squeak, squeak? And they said, no, I want you to create your own language. I said, can I think about it for a few minutes? And he said, sure. So I went outside, and Disney, you ever been to Disney?
Yes.
Studios? Okay, it looks like a park.
Right.
You know, lots of grass and park benches, and I'm sitting on a park bench, and I'm like, squeak, squeakin', squeak, squeak. And I kid you not, a little squirrel came running down a tree, stood on his hind legs right there, looked at me, and he went, and I went, thank you, dude. And I went inside to the director, and I said, say squeak, squeak, and squeak. Say squeak, squeak, and squeak.
Squeak, squeak, and squeak, squeak.
And he went, that's him.
Brilliant.
And that led to the movie, a sequel, and 3 years in the series. So when you say, do you create voices?
Right.
I'm not driving around doing funny voices
Right.
because you don't know where you're going to use them.
Absolutely.
But I will do this. If I'm at a restaurant and the waiter or the waitress has a cool voice, I'll put this on record and say, can you repeat the specials for me, please? And use that as inspiration all the time.
that.
It's completely illegal. But ask me if I care.
That's like that. What
awesome.
was that movie? You had to have seen it.
What's that?
Shit, I don't even remember her name. It was a female lead. She was a voiceover artist. Her
Yes.
dad was a voiceover artist.
Yes,
And she would carry around that damn tape recorder.
Oh my God! And that
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
And they went
In a
in
world.
world.
And it's brilliant.
And they went head
So
to
good.
head for this big.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
brilliant.
great.
And I used to carry a tape recorder with me everywhere I went. Now
And we
this.
have a cell phone.
Right?
Exactly. It's easy.
I have a computer in my pocket.
You know what's so funny is that I love that story, and that reminds me of, because I went and listened to the tape with Mel Blanc, and he said to you on that first phone call when you're 14, he was like, oh, you know, you can make a voice out of anything. You could see a kitten
And make
a voice. And so, like, that just reminds me of it, like, the testimony of, like, your mentorship and, like, receiving lessons from him that came back to you in the middle of a session, sitting at Disney.
Absolutely.
And then a squirrel popped up, and you could hear it. You could receive him. And
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really good connection.
Yeah, I agree with you. And one thing that I studied with Dawes Butler, and Dawes was Yogi Bear and Huckleberry Hound and Elroy Jets, and one of Dawes's mantras, and I do this with my students, is if you physically play the character, the voice will follow. Which also enables you, if you're doing 2 or 3 characters in a show and having a 2 or 3 way conversation with yourself, you won't blend voices if each one takes on a completely different facial expression, a completely different physical.
Right.
So you bleep the Porky's like this.
And Marvin the Martian's like this. Isn't that lovely? So you totally take on different physical personas. So that's what Mel was saying, you know, tighten your throat for the little kitten, he would say. And which really, he was kind of doing Marvin the Martian. But
You're like, no, it's Marvin.
Exactly. And you know what? We repeat voices for different characters all the time. If it's Christmas, we're going to play an elf. You know?
Right.
I'm going to do the same elf I did last year. He's just cute. And in a few months, it'll be St. Patrick's Day, and I'll just make him a leprechaun. Same voice.
Right.
So one of the things that I love more than anything is listening to Mel Blanc. It's an episode of Looney Tunes, and Daffy Duck is doing an impression of Bugs Bunny, and Bugs Bunny is also doing an impression of Daffy Duck.
It's brilliant acting.
It's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
And so we know that. That's like
Right.
That's like up here in
Right,
voiceover. That's
right.
like amazing. Is there anyone today that you are like
In awe of?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Okay.
I'm in awe of Dee Bradley Baker.
Okay.
I am in awe of Billy West. I'm in awe of Fred Tatasciore. I'm in awe of Candy Milo. I'm in awe of my contemporaries who I am blessed to be able to work with. When I tell you that a session is like a mutual admiration society, we are each other's fans. There's very little, if any, jealousy or animosity. We're happy for our friends when they get a job. But I will sit there and listen to Darren Norris or Jeff Bergman, who does Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny. He's also doing Donald Trump in this new Cartoon President series on Showtime.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And, you know, for people who can do so many different things, not just cartoony, but impressions, and take that script and make it better than the writers ever knew, because that's your job.
Yeah.
Your job is to take their words and make it better than they ever thought it could be. I think Mel Blanc was one of the better actors that Hollywood ever spewed out. He wasn't as versatile a voice guy as other people, because Daffy and Sylvester had the same voice, but Daffy was sped up. I know, right?
Interesting.
I know. When I went to that recording session,
Yeah.
he was doing Tweety, and it was terrible. and he was smoking and he was on oxygen. I thought, oh, it's because of that. And they played it back and it was perfect. And I said to his producer, what did you do to Tweety to make it sound so? And I said, yeah, well, that's the word. And she said, we sped him up. I said, when did you start doing that? She said, 1936.
Oh.
He's always been sped up. I did not know that.
Oh.
And when I went up to meet him, I wanted to kind of like look cool. I'm in the know about this.
Right.
So I wanted to like find some way to talk about, hey, they speed you up. So I accidentally said, so I see that you're not as good as I thought you were.
I love that.
And my mom, I can feel my mom getting hot. And he goes, what? I said, oh, no. I didn't mean that. I meant to say, I didn't know to do what you do so well that you actually require help. Oh, no, I didn't mean that either. And he whips out an autograph pad, signs his autograph, hands it to me, and he goes, why don't you quit while you're behind, kid?
Oh shit!
I was devastated. And we're driving home. My mom was like, why did you say that? For the same reason that I did a cartoon called Fraggle Rock years ago.
I love Fraggle Rock.
It wasn't the puppet version, it was the animated version.
Okay.
But there was an evening with Jim Henson during the same time for the Paley Center. You know the Paley Center?
Yeah.
So I went down and I saw it, and I went down on stage with some other Henson people. And he had Kermit with him, and Kermit is like, doing Jim Henson's talking to people, but Kermit's talking to other people.
That is so amazing.
And I went up and I was introduced. This is Bob Bergen, and Jim goes, "Oh, you play Wembley on the cartoon Fraggle Rock," and I was like, "I do." He goes, "You're very talented." I went, "You are too." And so this is the embarrassing part. I said, "Can I try Kermit on?"
Oh shit!
And Kermit did that little scrunchy face, like, what the F are you talking about? And Henson said, it's kind of like asking someone to be my son's proctologist. And as we were leaving, a friend of mine said, why did you ask him that? I said, I kind of wanted to see if it was sweaty. I wanted to feel inside. I was curious to see if Kermit the Frog, and I wanted to feel Jim Henson's DNA or something, But again, Mel Blanc, you're not as good as I thought you were. Jim Henson, can I be Kermit's proctologist?
Right.
There are certain things you can't take back, And you say, well, someday I'll be with these two charming ladies at a bar on a beautiful Southern California day, right, at Mixology 101, and I'll tell these stories.
And we will get a good
There
laugh.
we have it.
Endearing. I'm sure those same people looked at you and were like, I like that kid.
No, I think at the time they were like, why would you do that?
No.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm doing a new Looney Tunes project. I'm 28 years in playing Porky. 5 times I've had to re-audition for Porky. I just recently,
What?
Yeah, I just recently had to
serious?
do it. Yeah.
That's so
Well,
weird.
I thought it was like you got it, and then it's
that's
yours.
it.
I like
You're
the way
Porky.
you think.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, I don't own this character. So, new show, new producers, let's see who's out there, whatever. So, it's my 5th time, and I just kind of went with the flow. I have fun with it. I figure, if somebody's better, they deserve it. But I'm going to take that one line and give them 5 different ways and ad-lib each time differently. And if someone's better than that, I have 28 great years. That's the mindset I have when I go in. The thing that pisses me off a little bit is when people email me, hey, I've got an audition for Porky Pig, will you coach me? And I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Well, 10 years ago, when this happened last, my mom said, oh, you should take their money and coach them, but coach them wrong.
That's such a mom
That's a Jewish mother, right? And I didn't do that because I thought, karma, but, no, I'm not going to help you.
Right.
I'm not gonna help you, but I kind of sort of don't wish you luck, but good luck.
Well, and also do your research,
Yeah, exactly. Fucking listen to it over and over and over and figure it out, man.
Yeah, for that perhaps. There's a documentary called I Know That Voice.
Yeah.
Where I teach people how to do Porky Pig, and when this last I did that between the last 2 auditions. And I'm like, why did I do that?
Why did I do that?
Well, I know, but you know what? Nobody else could do it. At least they didn't get this job. But our job is to audition.
Right.
I don't own the character, so you can be depressed and go, what the heck? What's going on? Or you just go and have fun.
Right. So speaking of that, because I know the people coming into voiceover, when they want to get into animation, they're like, let me think of all the funny voices I can do.
Yeah.
And then they start auditioning.
Right.
And so what my question is in order to have successful auditions, where you're trying to find the balance between the specs of the character, but also creating something that's going to stand out, like what would you recommend? Because
You ask a very good question. So, are we going backwards?
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
We're reversing, guys.
I know,
We're
right?
reversing.
Quick, so.
It was amazing.
know.
I was at the union. I was at a committee meeting, and I'm trying to hold a huge group, and that group over there starts. I didn't feel it. I'm like, people, over here. Like, no, it's an earthquake. I'm like, it is. And they said, no, it's over now. I said, I missed it. I'm sure I'm here. You really felt good. Where was I? Oh, audition. So, I digressed. So your audition has to sound like that character's been around forever. It has to be that solid. Every character has a voice, but not all voices have character. So you have to create a character. So what I tell my students is, when you get an audition, that went through many layers of approval before it got to you.
Right.
Most of your auditions, at least the first round, will be in your home studio. There's nobody there to say what to do or what not to do.
Right.
So I always tell students, honor the specs, honor the writer's intent, infuse originality without taking away what their intent is. But if you have a different way to play it, a completely different way to play it, that's why God created Take Two. Oftentimes, my Take Two gets me the callback, but they redirect me to what I did for Take One, because that's what they want for the character. So there is a fine line between creative and intrusive. You don't want to be intrusive. On the other hand, I can't tell you how many times you see a cartoon or a commercial that you audition for, and you're like, they weren't asking for that.
Right.
Well, maybe they did 4 days worth of auditioning and they got bored with what they were asking for. A buddy of mine, I think it was Brian Cummings, told me that he was at an audition years ago at a studio called Buzzy's, and I think they were asking for Curly from the Three Stooges. And, that sort of prototype. And he did it, and they said, thank you, and he started to leave, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry, I am stealing your pencil, I will put it back, I am not a crook. And the producers were like, can you go back and do that again like Richard Nixon? No, okay. And that's how they got the job.
Wow.
So there is no wrong choice. They're holding auditions because they don't know what they want.
Right.
If they knew what they want, they'd just say, would you go play a squirrel on Thursday? And even then they didn't know what they wanted until it was created.
Squeaking.
And if you knew what I said, boy, oh my God.
Dirty.
Oh my God. But you asked such a good question, because so many people, here's another piece of advice I give my actors. Don't audition to please anybody but yourself. Go in there and have fun. Think of your audition as a party and you're the host. And not everyone's going to like your party. You might have a karaoke bar and they don't like singing. You might have Mexican food, but they don't like Mexican food. But go in there and just be the world's greatest host by having the most fun you can possibly have. But today's audition is an insurance policy for another. So if you're the casting director and I audition for you, and you pass me on to the producer, and they say no because maybe they want a celebrity. Maybe they worked with me last time and they want somebody new. Maybe they've never worked with me and they want somebody they know.
Right.
So if I don't get the job, it has nothing to do necessarily with a bad audition. But that casting director will go, no, but next time I'm really going to listen carefully to his read, because he was good. I passed him on. He was on the short list. So you can't blame anything. People blame themselves. I didn't get this job, so I must have done something wrong. The odds are against you.
Sure.
But once you prove yourself, and you're nice goes a long way.
Yeah.
Nice, be on time, be willing to stay longer than they ask. Don't say, like I did a show yesterday where I saw in the script, I was only in the first 6 pages. And I had nothing to do afterwards, and it was I'd never done the show, and brand new producers. I was working with Kate Flannery, Kate? Brilliant comedic actress.
Yeah.
Candy Milo was on it. Courtney Taylor, who was a student of mine. And it was the first time we'd ever worked together, and I was so excited. And the director, Christy Reed, who I adore, goes, okay, Bob Bergen, you're wrapped. And in my heart, I was like, but you know what? When the director says you're wrapped, you go, because you don't want to also be a jerk about, no, I'm not leaving. Don't you know who I am? I want to stay amongst these people. No, you go because they have an agenda.
Right.
But I always, if it's a 4-hour session for series, you're by contract, they have you up to 4 hours. Well, if I know I'm only going to be there for 1 hour, I'm not going to tell my agent book something else.
Right.
I'm courteous. I don't know if something breaks down. I don't know if another actor's late. So, you're generous. You're courteous with your time, and you say thank you. So many actors, voiceover is different than on camera. I stopped doing on camera years ago for three reasons. Number one, I hate memorization. Hate it. I can't memorize. No, because your voice actor, you read everything. Number two, I hate shaving. You know, seriously. I did a little buzz yesterday, but it was really for you guys. And you're seriously. Well, you got a little stubble today because I love you, but I don't love you that much.
Well, I like stubble actually.
Do you?
So I do.
Okay. And the third reason is my last commercial audition was like over 20 years ago, and I went to this giant factory where there was an audition in every room, and before I got there, my agent called me up and he said, I have an audition for you. Go to so-and-so, wear your doctor's greens. I said, I don't have doctor's greens. And he goes, you don't have a trunk with a wardrobe for any occasion? I said, no.
Yeah.
I said, no. And he goes, well, go anyway, but you're very unprofessional. We have to talk about this. So I went to the audition, and then I drove to his office, and I said, I think I'm done with on camera. He said, why? I said, because I don't have doctor's greens. And when you're a voice actor,
you don't need doctor's
you don't need them. And I just got tired of that. Right. So voiceover, it's fun. You don't have to dress the part. They just want you dressed.
Right.
They don't care how you're dressed.
Yeah, just put pants on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, Porky doesn't wear pants.
Oh, well, there you go. For Porky, no pants. No pants necessary.
And
you know, guys, on that note, you don't need pants on this show either. I hate to say it, Bob, but we have a musical performance we have to get to, even though I'm pretty sure I could talk to you for another 6 hours.
With or without clothes, the musical performance.
You know what? The musical performance, it's up to her.
Fully dressed.
Whatever she wants.
Well, can I ask you a question about music then, real quick?
Who, me or her?
Well, Chrissy's like, no.
We are way over schedule, Moni.
Fine.
Ask you later.
I'll ask it all. Right. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Bob, tell people where they can find, follow, and support you.
Oh my God, at Bob Bergen on all platforms, and Twitter me, and Facebook, it's Bob Bergen. It's just Google my name.
Google him.
And if you want to do this cruise, email me, bob@bobbergen.com. I'll pass you on to my booker. We only have 12 spots left.
Get it, folks.
So
Who doesn't want to cruise with booze and voiceover?
Booze and voiceover.
Hang tight, everyone. We'll be back in a jiff with Nina. We can't wait. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I love it. I'm going.
Hi, guys. We're back. Guys, Nina. Welcome to the show.
We didn't tell you. You have to look at the top.
Oh, yeah. We didn't tell you that. I know this is fun, but this is Facebook. That's added bonus. But look here. Yeah.
Up there. Sorry, guys.
No, it's cool. Welcome to the show.
No, thank you guys for having me.
So I stumbled upon you on Instagram through, I don't know, someone to someone. I don't know how I found you. And I take all these pictures of people who I like, and then I go back to them. You're so talented.
So
talented.
Your voice is like butter.
I know. And you got all this like groove shit going on. It's so good.
I just came to this planet of boogie, so
yes.
that's what I'm doing. I'm glad you're enjoying
how did you start your boogie journey?
It's actually a wild story.
Let's hear it.
Yeah.
September 2016, I took my first acid trip, and I was living in Vegas at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but I came out of it being like, I'm going to make music. And so after that, every day I started writing a song.
I've heard so many things about acid that it helps you lead all these life-changing shit.
It literally, I feel like if you go into it with the right way, then, it's not going to be some like melting and like, so I went into it with a friend just kind of like, so I had actually gone through like this horrible breakup. I was like in Vegas. I ended up moving out. I didn't have any place to stay, so I stayed with like 2 friends. Had no money to my name. And I was like, okay, I'm going to come back to LA. My guy, came over and he was like, I heard you're leaving. Here, take these. And I was like, okay. Me and my friend did it.
He gave you acid tablets when you were leaving?
Yeah, he was like, here's
like,
a going away gift. Yeah. I love you. Oh yeah, mad love. Right? And so we did that, came out being like, I remember it so clearly, but it was a moment in which like I just understood music like fully and completely to the point where I started bawling my eyes out.
Interesting.
Yeah, and my friend, I remember like coming to, and my friend was like, are you okay? And I was like, bro, I'm having the best time. You gotta chill. Nice. I'll be right back.
Could you hear your teardrops?
No, it was more of like, it was almost I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know how to
Did you have an interest in music before the acid trip?
Yes and no. So I had actually I was living in New York. I went to school to be an actor because that's like what I had been doing.
Hey girl, welcome to the club.
And I think that wasn't, I don't know, it's just something about it wasn't fulfilling me. And so while I was out there, I emailed this, I had no money. I'm a little kid from the hood, so you know.
Hey, you're making your way.
Yeah, right. So I was out there and I just hit up this music shop and I was like, "Yo, little kid from the hood, ain't got no money, but I got a lot of time. Can I work for you in exchange for like a ukulele?" I don't know why I wanted to choose the baritone uke, to be honest. I don't know why, but he had it. He said yeah. So I was working in Brooklyn for like Thanksgiving weekend, just selling ukuleles. Got this bad boy. When I got this bad boy, that's when I met this chick, and I stopped making music. I stopped acting.
No.
I stopped everything.
One of those relationships.
Yeah. I think I wrote like of the songs that I wrote, they were all because it was. I've been really like focused all my life. So like in high school, I was like no relationships because I got a lot of shit to do. Even now, I'm like mama doesn't date because I got too much shit to do now.
Right.
So when that happened, it was like I don't even know what first relationship. Young love.
Yeah, you got sucked in.
Got young love.
I hear ya.
So it was just all about this person, and all the songs that I wrote were about this person. It wasn't like me expressing something or like what I mean. It was like if we had a fight, then I wrote a song, and it was like shit. That was a way in our form of communication, kind of. And then that ended, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do with my life because what ended up happening is I moved to Vegas with her, and I started working a 9 to 5, and I was just not doing anything with my life. Yeah. Ended. This happened. So since then, I've just been writing a song a day.
A song a day?
Yeah, a song a day.
That's effing insane. A song a day.
Yeah, it's honestly
was this like a personal thing? You were like, I'm gonna challenge myself to write a song a day?
It was more of so when I came out of it again, I'm like when I see something, I gotta get it. And I will not stop until I do. So when I came to and I was like, I gotta do music, it was like, no, Nina, this is real. Like you gotta do music. So I was like, what is the level that I need to be at? And I realized a lot of the people that I follow and that I love, they all write songs a day, or they can write a song like that. So I was like, let me get to that level.
Okay.
And then on top of that too, because it was such a newfound thing, I was just like putting out songs. Like I was on this literally every free moment that I had. So when I moved to LA, I ended up getting another 9 to 5 just to kind of like pay the bills and whatnot. Right?
It happens.
Then I took my second acid trip, and I came out of it, and I I was like, I need to make music. I'm just doing music. So 2 days after I went to my 9 to 5, and I was like, I have been told.
The universe has spoken.
Yeah. So I went over there and I was like, I got a diddy bop. I got to go make music. And since then, now I'm here, essentially. Now I'm here. Yeah.
How many songs are going to be on your next album?
Okay,
the one that's coming out in October?
Yeah. So,
is this Whiskey Weed?
Yes. Okay. So what I'm doing, it started last October. When I started this, I was like, I want to be a musician, but what exactly do I want to do? And my thing was like, I just want to play live. Like that's really all. I don't know. For me right now, I'm not worried about like, I got to get in the studio and whatnot. In fact, my first demo was off of my Samsung phone. So like, and
nice.
I sent that to a bunch of booking places and I got booked. So I was like, if I don't need a studio album,
why do I?
So last October, I've officially started. It's called Whiskey Weed. There's going to be 9 installments in it, and on the 10th one, that's going to be my studio album. So on the third one, now it's called The Rohse.
Cool.
The other 2 are like up on like Spotify and like Apple Music and whatnot. But
that's awesome.
I feel like this one. So what I do with each of them is I write as many songs as I can, like literally until I lose my mind, and then I go through and I choose which ones are like the best, and then that becomes the.
That's cool.
And so, how many songs are in each installment?
The first one, there ended up being about 5.
Okay.
The next one, this is another fun thing. Did another acid trip, and it was the last tab that I got as that.
I feel like I need to do acid with Nina personally.
You already are supposed to do.
I already am wanting to do psychedelics, but maybe I just need to do it with Nina.
I'm the best babysitter too.
And that's what I told her. I was like, girl, I will be there. I'm just gonna sit in the room. I'm not gonna be doing it with you, but I will watch you and make sure you don't run into something, start freaking out.
No, I'm not gonna freak out. I'm gonna do that shit in nature. It's gonna be good. No,
I have yet to do that. And everyone I know,
I want to do it in nature.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's a solid.
I'll still be there.
Yeah. I low-key forgot the question.
So you have 9 installments, and there was 5 on the first one.
Oh, okay. The second one I did acid again. It's called Ka.
Yeah.
And this one I was like, I'm gonna use. I've never done acid and made music, so I was like, let me utilize this last time, right?
Let's do it.
So I made an entire 33 album, like a 33 track album called Ka, and it was all improv. And that's the second installment. And this next one is the Rohse, and these ones I'm all trying to refine and whatnot.
She's gonna
and
be
you're
like
doing
William
9
Shakespeare
installments? No, that's exactly what she's
like-
gonna have. Holy cow.
Yeah, 9 installments under Whiskey Weed, and then after that I have like a bucket list of albums. Like I've always wanted to do a big band album. I grew up listening to
Big
Ella
Band. It's my
Fitzgerald.
favorite.
Yeah, so I think that would be really
awesome.
fun to have like a.
So
Damn, you're like a wealth of music.
Ooh, it's just like spewing out of me at this
Yeah.
Tell us
You're
about
a
Whiskey
fountain.
Weed. What is the
Impetus behind whiskey
Yeah.
and weed,
Okay.
besides the self-explanatory
I mean,
whiskey
yeah,
slash
I
weed.
know, I know. But also on your Instagram it said you were certified, so I was like, oh, is she certified in whiskey?
Oh, okay.
I mean, tell us about different types of whiskey. I don't know.
You know what I will say? Every time I go to a bar, I always try a whiskey I've never tried because I love whiskey.
Okay,
Yes.
whiskey's your thing.
So when around the time that I was about to quit my day job, I got into this huge fight with my sister, and it just like made me feel some type of way. And I remember I went into the garage and I improvised a song, and it was about whiskey, weed, and women. And basically the line was like, I just want a simple life. Yeah, I just want whiskey, weed, and my wife, right? And that was like the song that I put on my demo. And then after like making a bunch of songs and stuff, it just kept popping up because I drink a lot of whiskey, I smoke a lot of weed, and I really love women. So it just
There
at
you
this
go.
point, that's whiskey weed. Yeah.
Love it.
So basically, every installment, it's me documenting from the time that I released like my demo to Lord knows when. I guess the studio album.
Okay,
It's just me
okay.
documenting a musical documentation.
Yeah,
of this
this
journey.
is very
Oh, I love
exciting.
Yeah.
I almost see it like I'm an idea person, so I always throw ideas into stuff, and I'm like, okay, all these songs is super cool. It could be like an interactive thing, and you could choose your own journey based off the songs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Right?
What I was
feel
thinking
like
is
there's a
making like a
thing
vote.
here.
That's
Like,
really cool.
I'm like, let's create.
Bonnie has a production company, FYI.
Oh, word.
I mean, we have to raise money though. If someone wants to sponsor us,
Hey,
to
get
make
in on this right
content,
now.
That would be awesome.
I'll direct that shit. Okay.
I gave him the look.
Yeah,
So
got it.
out like, we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, tell people where they can find, follow, and support you.
Hit me on the Instagram.
Do it.
Instagram, Nina Rohse. Rohse is spelled R-O-H-S-E. Somebody took regular Nina Rohse. So I was like, I gotta
Oh,
get
I'm so glad you
creative.
pronounced that because that was not how I was pronouncing it in my
That's
brain
what I
at
thought
all.
it was. I was like, oh, it's Rose. How did I know that? Oh, because of the title of the album, The Rose.
Oh, I got you,
Right.
girl.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, oh, it's not Rose.
You know what? I've gone. My friends will say like Rohse. They'll be like, oh, Nini Rohse. It's like it's Rose, guys. But
Rose. Okay, Rose. Got it.
Twisted.
Rose.
Got a twist. I mean, Rose would be pretty cool, but
Rose is not
yeah,
bad.
Rose.
We're going with Rose though.
I'm kind of confused now. I don't even know what it is at this point. Instagram, R-O-H-S-E, however you
Get
want to
it.
pronounce it.
Is there anything you want to tell us about the song before you perform it?
You can find it on Spotify and
Okay.
Apple Music.
Okay.
I wrote this one about my fantasy hood wife.
Oh,
Guess that's fun. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of slow, kind of groovy.
I think I'm gonna
Unless
like
you guys
it.
want a new one.
No, I want you to do what you
sure?
want to do.
Well,
Fantasy Hood Wife sounds great.
I'm
Exactly,
a
you do you.
go with the flow type of person. You
Hey,
know what I mean?
you do you.
Are you sure you don't want?
We're gonna love whatever.
We are gonna love whatever.
Okay. Let me find my capo. So just start hitting it.
Yeah,
Cool.
sister.
Let's do it. She stood at the top deck as I ran through the jungle. I watched as she undressed. She smiled at me. No one knew this, but she loved me so that they would near shine. She called my name, and that's when I knew she loved me so true. Yeah. She stopped her car, yeah. I'll take you where you need to go. And slowly she sank right into me, and that's when I knew she loved me so true. I sat back on the street to hunting my next feast down until she crash slammed into me. Said, excuse me. One thing led to another. Next thing I knew, I loved her. I love her. Ooh, I almost ran out of breath on that one. Fingers all shaky. Yo, thank you guys for having me.
Dude, your music is so sexy. Oh my god, it's so good. Yes.
Thank you guys so much. This is super cool. This is like the first, I booked maybe like 2-3 shows in LA, and I didn't have any fan base. So I was like, let me focus on the places that I have some fans. So this is the first time I've like done something out here. It's super dope.
So good.
You have some fans now.
Oh, you have to come back. It was so good.
Man. Anytime, man. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness, guys, Nina was amazing. This has been another week of the Inside Noise Show. Porky Pig was in the house. We learned about proper sunscreen application today. I mean,
we got sing too.
It was amazing.
So good.
Oh, we'll be here next week.
Yeah.
Thanks as always to Mixology for letting us inhabit the joint. Come get some drinks, guys. Come get some food. That's a little shebang, I think. Yeah.
Bang, shebang.
All right, we'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.